capitalizing on the energies that the young people have to offer when centralized in the development process. Right Honourable Speaker, I would also like to thank you and the entire leadership of Parliament for the mentorship and support. I also extend my gratitude to colleagues for the goodwill, and I pledge that as a representative of the young people, our pace is set, and we look forward to seeing how best Uganda can fully utilize its natural resources to fast-track our development. Thank you.
Right, Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, we have consulted widely on the issue of copyright. We have completed the presentation to the stakeholders. We have completed the cabinet paper. It is in cabinet. The committee has raised some interesting issues which we didn't even address. But now that we know the mind of the committee to which we are bringing the bill, I think we shall be able to even bring this up in cabinet. We are happy we've received it. So, Right Honourable Speaker, what I can tell you is that this bill has been high on the agenda for the President and the Cabinet, and since we filed this, we are just waiting for time. What I can say is I can report back probably next week on what date we've been given on the Cabinet agenda, when we can discuss this copyright bill. But it's going to be in this House at the earliest. I thank you.
Maybe before that, I will first allow Honourable Nyamutoro, who presented the petition. And now, since you're in the cabinet, it can be.
Thank you. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Allow me appreciate the Committee on ICT for the well-detailed report. Right Honourable Speaker, just a word of emphasis, as you have rightly guided. It is very true, as the committee stated, that matters of the industry do not just fast-track development of the sector, but it is centralized on the young people. We are looking at a Uganda that can easily not just benefit the quality of its artisan sector, but also the quality of the people. It is also not true, Right Honourable, that as the committee stated, that I beg to quote so that I am not, that matters in the petition might not necessarily be addressed by amendment, rather through other issues. Everything pertaining the music industry, Right Honourable Speaker, will be well streamlined if the amendment is put in place. The matters of financing, the matters of digitalization, the matters on how these Ugandans can benefit from the sweats of their work. It is very frustrating to be a victim of underemployment as we fight towards seeing that the country addresses the big concern of unemployment of the young people. These are Ugandans who are stranded on how best they can fruitfully gain from the works that they have put out for years. So I want to add on my voice to support the Attorney General, now that I am in Cabinet, to ensure that this bill is brought on table as soon as possible. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yes, Lop. Whenever colleagues, I'll give you opportunities on other reports.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I think we need to help the Attorney General. One of the issues is raised is the financing element that is required, and is right. But you see, of recent we saw government was allocating some billions of shillings to artists in a certain form. I don't think we should be reducing these artists to beggars of some sort. We should lay a lot more, because if there's money for that, then there should be money to process the bills and the financial implications and so on. That's the point really that I'm making. Because when you reduce them to being beggars, you give them some money now, they'll consume it and it will be done. But when there is a law that protects their trade, they will benefit from that, even when they are long gone, their children and so on and so forth. Honourable Speaker, the Prime Minister is here, because the Attorney General was also saying there are challenges within Cabinet and so on. Maybe we shouldn't burden him with some of these questions. The Prime Minister should commit when this can be processed, so that People get to benefit from their art, from their trade. That way you don't reduce them to beggars. That way they won't be disturbing you as government. Each time there is, a function and there's an artist, they say, now give us some money for this. Once they are protected in their trade and they're able to make money out of that, they will fly on their own. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I thought I should just clarify on Lop's submission about the funds that government has given the artists. Right Honorable Speaker, it is the responsibility of government to ensure that the citizens are well taken care of. The artists that are being mentioned are citizens of Uganda, and in a bid for government to ensure that there is accessible and affordable credit by citizens, the artists did request for a fund to facilitate their circle. This totally has nothing to do with the law that we are pushing for. It is okay for government of Uganda to support the artists as citizens. The artist circle is fully registered, and in the meantime, it is a healing way as we look forward to a conducive environment that enables them to fully benefit from their works. I found it misleading for the LOP to mention that the artists are being paraded as beggars by the government.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, honorable colleagues, please. Let this not be an exchange. I think what is important is all of us are looking for a sustainable way of supporting the arts industry. That's what we are looking at. From government, from opposition, that's what we are saying. And we are saying through the law, protecting their rights, protecting their content, we shall be able to achieve more. Honorable Gorobi wanted to say something. First, the minister, let the minister first come, then the Prime Minister.
Right Honorable, mine was to respond to a colleague who was asking government to prioritize the arts and the creative industry. And I wanted to provide information that while presenting the strategic direction for NDP4 in cabinet, actually His Excellency the President himself added this sector to the priority list. So henceforth, this is now a priority sector in government.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, cabinet minutes remain secret until you formally present it here. So the member didn't know because it's not privy to proceedings of cabinet. Chair, then the Prime Minister gives a commitment, we conclude.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and I want to thank colleagues for the support. In our recommendation, we talked of other issues raised here, not qualifying to be included in the Copyrights and Neighboring Rights Act, while proposing also looking at the Local Content Act under Build Uganda. So I want to allay the fear of the youth, the female youth, National Female Youth Member of Parliament, who is the minister, that we are not against this, but we are saying let's arrange them in the right place so that implementing is okay. On the Ministry of Gender, when we're interfacing with these people, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, we realize that the sector of culture, arts reaches a point when they get stuck on where to go, because Ministry of Gender would also be saying some of these issues are supposed to be handled by Registration Services Bureau under Ministry of Justice. Others are supposed to be handled by UCC under Ministry of IT. So we thought this coordination must really be looked into by government so that the sector is supported. And finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I agree with the leader of opposition that we should provide necessary laws to support the sector of IT, because we can get a lot out of it from the talents of the young people. But as government is providing funds for Emyoga, various categories of people were provided for, the produce dealers and so on, including the artists and musicians that government provided funds for them under their circle. So I think this is not parading them as beggars, but government is just extending the program, which is nationwide, to all categories of people, including musicians, including leaders, including journalists. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to give that correction and thank the Minister now that Cabinet is considering to give priority to arts and culture, and that would be supported with the finance and necessary laws for the young people to thrive. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. But, Honorable colleagues, we should be cautious that it is not Parliament recommending that create ministries. We can observe. Even what we observe, they go and look at it. But now when you recommend, they must come back and report. And we are the ones who have been saying ministries are many, ministers are many. So really, you have, it's a thin line, but we should always play it safe. It can be a clear observation, but not a recommendation that you must do it.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Actually, in our mind, we are looking at within the ministries that exist, issues to be reorganized, restructured, and put together under one roof, but not creating new ministries. But we thank you guidance and advice for future recommendations. Thank you.
Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, a law is saying that I should commit, but this is not a one-man's business. AG has already said we are going to come back here and report. This has to go through consultation. So, like he said, we'll come back here next week after consulting the Vice President, and the report will be brought here.
The commitment from ROP is that you're going to put in effort. So you don't want to do that.
Right Honorable Speaker.